I was an abject failure up to about age 45. Okay. So I faced a lot of, when I was 45, I think there's an alternative universe close to here in which I'm an unemployed, divorced mechanical engineer living in Michigan. Okay. It's just a very bizarre set of circumstances that took me to where I am today.
A lot of scientists out there very
reluctant,
risk averse, and not want, because it might not succeed, and then they're not going to get the publication and the next grant. So they're very worried about it. So have you met that type of biologist that is very wary of adopting new technology?
Have I met them? They're the dominant species. Yeah. There's no question that the 2 periods of unemployment I had once I left Bell Labs and then once I left my dad's machine tool company were by far the most productive and influential times in my career. But I was lucky to latch on to Harold as a friend from the first day I walked into Bell. I was lucky that when I left Bell, I told them to all go to hell. But when Harold left Bell, he took all his equipment with him. So all that was in the shed. So a lot of, and particularly that last experiment of the quantum well we did was a lot of optics. So he had a lot of optics still that we could scrounge. I follow a decaying exponential of creativity during the day. So, either ideas I have in the night, ideas when I first open my eyes that have been percolating in the subconscious, or in the shower, right? I mean, that's where the getting past the roadblocks usually happens. So usually after I drop off the baby at daycare, there's a nice park very close to where we live, and I'll go for a hike there. And the good hikes are the ones where you kind of get out of the car, and then, an hour and a half later, you're back in the car and you don't know. You just had the running conversation in your head and going over things for the whole time, right? And the balance is not a static one. It's based on opportunity and need. Okay, so in some ways, I consider myself a serial father and a serial entrepreneur. In that, for example, obviously I worked very, very hard when I was at Bell Labs. 15-hour days were the norm, at least 6 days a week, right? Harold and I just worked like crazy. But when I left, I'm a house husband, right? So I'm not working at all, right? I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, and I focus on the kid. And then I started working for my dad's company, and eventually it became the same thing, right? Where I'm hyper focused on that. And then once I left that, it was again back to being more connected with the kids. But, and then, once Harold and I got the idea for Palm, it was like, I'm either in San Diego at his place or I'm in Bethesda at Jennifer's place, right? And so I'm gone again. And so that's rough on the kids. My dream is to work on space transportation. I have a very negative view of the state of the world today. And what I latch on is things that are positive. And I am in freaking awe of what Elon Musk has done in his career. I like either self-deprecating humor or cynical humor. So Rodney Dangerfield, so one of his jokes is, my wife and I made a pact to only smoke after sex. The thing that worries me is that I'm on the same pack since 1975, and she's up to 3 packs a day.